Hey there, Jirat. Just dropping by to check out your work for the week. So let's run through it once. Okay. Um, Judging by what you had going on in the weeks before, I think I think you were having the same kind of problem that I had when I first started working out in this class. The first shot that I had for class 3, I it seemed like I changed the idea that I wanted a lot. Basically, I would have one idea and it would seem really cool and I would like it and I'd be really psyched about it, and then I would start working on it, and after the first week or two it wouldn't be quite as funny or as cool as it was the first time, because I'd go around and look at other people's stuff and I'd be like, oh man, that's not that great, is it? And I would want to go around and I would want to change it. But the problem with that was that I would change stuff every week on it, and it would take away from my time to be able to polish what I was doing. So I wouldn't I basically wouldn't really get past the blocking stage, and it would hurt the rest of my shot. It didn't matter whether or not it was still funny at the end of the day. It still wouldn't read because it wasn't polished enough. But basically, I had to force myself within the first week or so to basically pick an idea, and no matter what happens, stick with it and finish it out until it was polished. And I still have, I still struggle with that. So nobody's perfect with it. Everybody gets to the point with their shot to where they're just tired of looking at it, and it doesn't look any fun anymore because you have to get into all the little minutia about how they move, and it's really easy to lose the performance aspect of it because it looks canned after the 50th time you watched it. But basically, you have to grit your teeth and move through it, because it'll benefit your shot as a whole in the long run. And the stuff that you learn could be funnier or better performance wise next time, you can apply it to your shots after that. But anyway, as far as what you've got here, I think the first piece of advice I would give you, you came out of I think you came out of step mode a little too quickly. I think you could have used a few more breakdown poses before you got to the spline mode. Because here it looks like you've got a pose there, and you've got a pose there, and basically what's in between the two of them is just what the computer gives you. It's just going to give you a straight in between. It's going to spline right there, and it's going to give you that straight line right there. And most movement won't happen that way. It'll happen in some kind of an arc to where the elbow will lead first, and the wrist will come by, and then the rest of the hand will settle down, and it'll just rest it on the table. But here you've got poses from 1, 2, 3. It seems like you're clearing a lot of distance without enough breakdowns in between to tell you how you're getting from one place to the other, because it's gonna fake all of those frames in between there, and it's just gonna be really straight, and you're gonna get rounded timing at the end of each of your key poses because of the way the splines work out. But what was I gonna say? to be honest, I think I liked the blocking that you had set up the week before. Here, why don't I just show you what you had before? I think the weighting piece of it that you had read a lot clearer, and I think it worked a lot better. I think the body mechanics worked really well. This section in here, to where he's just kind of he's bouncing his head back and forth, and wondering what's going on, and it was playful. I really liked it. And then he's really excited when his food shows up. I think you've lost that kind of vibe where he's just kind of playing around, waiting, and he's just kind of patting his hands on the table, and I think it's kind of mushed in the timing that you've got laid out. And as far as the apple sort of showing up out of nowhere, it doesn't bother me that much. If it helps you focus on your character's performance, then don't worry about it, because what people are going to be looking for is what this person does, not whether or not an apple appears out of nowhere. That's not really all that important. But one easy fix you might have for it would be to have the waiter off screen in that direction, and have his hand starting from over here, and then just slide the apple onto the table that way. But that would be something quick that wouldn't take that long to fix. But you would have to change his eye line throughout parts of this like that there. If the waiter's over here, he's got to change his eye line to this way. But other than that, when you're blocking, keep in mind that when I started blocking out stuff, I would be really good at doing storytelling poses, to where, okay, I know that at this time I want him to be in this pose over here, and this pose would look great and it would read and it would be fine, and then I have another pose that's all the way over here and it would read and that would be okay. But what I wouldn't do was I wouldn't think about how he got from this pose to this pose, and sometimes the feet wouldn't be in the same position between the two poses, and I would have to fake my way between one pose to another, and I wasn't thinking hard enough about how to get from A to B. So one of the important things that I learned early on was that, basically as a guideline, was that if I wasn't keying something around every 4 or 6 frames or something like that, then usually I wasn't thinking about how I wasn't thinking about how I'm going to get from one pose to the other. Basically, I wasn't thinking about how it was going to get from one place to the other. But after I got that down, it seemed like it got a lot easier as far as trying to figure out how something's going to move. And during your first blocking phase, I wouldn't worry about keying that often. But as far as blocking plus, I think it's good to be able to get down to that kind of detail, to where you're blocking every 4 frames or so. That way, when you get to spline, you've only have to work with the computer in betweening 3 and 4 frames at a time, and you have a lot less opportunity for surprises. But just keep working at it. Don't give up. Keep enthusiastic about it, and it'll come through. But if you have any questions, send me a PM. I'm usually on AMIM. Shoot me a message. But until then, keep working. Keep up the work.